Welcome to today's episode of You Should Probably Frame This Better, but we're not going to. I need to do some spring cleaning. This room is not really in a great state at the minute, but I had a really good friend of mine who does watch the channel, so if you're watching, hello. If you choose to out yourself, you may do so, but I wanted to say thank you again for Braille LEGOs, which are a thing that exist. I did not know about them for quite a while. Last year at one of the jobs that I worked, someone kind of made me aware that they were more prevalent. I think there were teachers who had used Braille as, or rather LEGOs as a Braille teaching method before. But I found the set and they were kind of pricey and I just kind of held back, and recently a friend of mine gifted them to me. So today we're going to take a look at it. I have not done anything beyond open the box to see what was inside, but I have not opened anything beyond that. So that's what we're going to do. I have this Tupperware container here that we are now going to open. Set the lid off to the side. And I have there's a cardboard kind of insert type thing. To make sure that it is in frame, I will attempt to turn it sideways, but I'm not sure which end is right or not right. So we'll just turn it in different directions. There's some colors I can see, and I think it says Braille in some weird combination of print and Braille, if I remember right. So it should be facing you now, for what I can see. I have a small amount of usable vision, but not enough to see any details on the back side of the card, so I will turn that in funny directions and move on we shall. Now, this set comes with three, and I'm not a Lego person, but three of these platforms that all seem to be pretty identical. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I keep roughly one hand where the camera is, and I'm going to put this box on my lap. And if I have done this correctly, we have a platform to work from. Two down here by the lid. Now, here is the irony. I'm going to put the box up here for a second, and it's not fully in frame, but it doesn't really matter. I have, as I said, a small amount of usable vision, and I can see that this bag here seems to be labeled. I know that it is somewhere, but I don't know where. Well, somewhere on this bag, there is a number. Let's see if I can find one I can read. Here we go. A big 3. The irony of this would kill if it wasn't not funny. That's in print. It's not in Braille. These are Braille LEGOs. Make it make sense, people. So here's a 3. I'm going to see if I can find a bag number 1. There it is. So we're going to put all the other bags aside. I apologize if it's too loud. Here's what we're going to do. Because I'm blind and I don't want to lose anything, I will open bag number 1. And discard contents there, and the bag there. Now, these are certainly some Lego pieces. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to, if I can do this correctly, I am going to put the box on my lap, which does not very well work, but we're going to do it anyway. And I'm going to see what I can do about making these make sense as plausible. A, B, C, D, E, and F. Let's see if I can make an alphabet. Now, I don't know if that's even what these are supposed to be, but I'm going to guess that that's the case. So right here, I am going to speed up the footage and see if I'm correct in assuming that this first set would be your letters. Alright, so we have learned from this experience that this is the letters A, B, C, D, E, and F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 if you're talking numbers. And there are many sets. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 on this particular platform. I imagine they're all color coordinated, but I can't tell. And I'm missing some here, so we'll see if I can fill those in as I chat. The Braille itself, you know, LEGO Braille, in the size of the dots is a little bit larger than its print counterpart, and so that if you are a avid Braille reader may take some getting used to. Other than that, the format of these bricks being like the letters are right in line with what I've actually done informally in the past, which is telling my kids about Braille using Legos. So I'm imagining that being that we have, I believe there are 4 bags, and so that would get us through the rest of the alphabet, because 6 times 4 is 24. So I'm assuming the rest of these bags would take us through the alphabet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this set as a demo right here. And again, we're going to hop into the time lapse, except this time I'm going to open up the other bags, put everything into the large bucket next to me, and then sort through until I get one platform with the entire Braille alphabet. I don't know about spacing on the platform. I think I may need to go with one line of spacing between letters to get all 24 in here, but 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and that gives me 6. So I could technically just do it this way, so I think I will, just because I know that this spacing would get me through the alphabet with a little room to spare. So, like I said, we're going to switch. Actually, the first video was just sped up video, so you may have heard the audio in the background. This time-lapse will not have audio. However, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first put the box right next to me right here. I'm going to keep the platform exactly where it is, so that hopefully that is in frame. And we're going to switch to a real time-lapse, because this is probably going to take a minute. And I will fast forward through the process of putting together the Braille alphabet. All right, well, that certainly took some doing. However, I was able to do it entirely by touch. My only disclaimer is that I'm not sure exactly how these are set up, and so there may be bricks in here that are designed to be other things in Braille, such as contractions or symbols, that may say different things in print. But in Braille, I have an A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Second line, we have our Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Or Z, if you prefer Z. Now, I have a large pile on the side here that became rejects because we do have enough material here for multiple alphabets. So before I present the final take and kind of talk a little bit about my thoughts, we'll speed this up and I'll get everything looking a little more clean. All right, we are back, and in theory, facing you on camera should be the alphabet. Facing me is the Legos that we started with. Thoughts on Braille Legos? I think this is an absolutely incredible teaching tool because Lego, first of all, obviously every child who goes to school in a traditional environment is probably used to seeing them, so it's a really good introduction to something new through the lens of something they understand if they are fully sighted. If your child is visually impaired or the kid you're working with is visually impaired, the advantage is that Lego provides a larger platform than traditional Braille, and so it makes those introductory tactile skills like finding and differentiating letters from one another to be simpler. And I've grouped these all right next to each other, but I'm going to move this for a minute for the sake of showing you that you could space these out. So I'll take this, for me, the top, for you, the bottom row of the alphabet. I'm going to take every letter off, except for the A, because we'll leave that as the start of our line. And it provides you the option to space letters out, and you could do it quite significantly. So I'm going to space these a full cell apart from one another, just like this. And so we have A space, B space, C space, D space, E space, if I can put the E on the right spot, and then F. So this really gives physical separation between each letter. So if you're teaching really little ones, they can only touch the letter A, and they're not going to be impeded by crowding with other letters. You could even space them out almost by a cell and a half if you really wanted to provide tactile differentiation so that they can focus on maybe just the letters that they're going to work on. Also, you can, only put on the platform the letters that you want to work on. And so let's say you wanted to do some drills with them. So I'm going to take D, E, and F off of, oops, ouch, Legos, they hurt. I'm going to take D, E, F off of each, ow, geez. These are stickable Legos, which is a good thing. Except that they want to fight back, and occasionally they win. So if I take like I said, the D, E, F off of each, now what we can do is we can create drills. So if you are working on reading skills, if you are a TVI or just a teacher and your child is working on, or you're a parent, and your kiddo is working on learning letters, now we can have our A, B, and C on each, and I could mix them up for the sake of doing some drills. So I can have B first on this line. I can have C first on this line. I'm going to leave one ABC in there just to mess with them, and then we're going to do an ACB. And maybe at the top, if I actually followed my own rules and took the DE off, F off properly. So here's your example at the top, spaced out, A, B, and C. Now on line 2, we have A, C, and B. On line 3, we have ABC. On line 4, we have CBA. And on line 5, we have BAC. So you could use this to essentially develop tactile worksheets. And I love the reusability. Or spelling words. So I can say, okay, you have A, B, and C, make me a word, right? So now I'm going to take on this top line, and I'm going to create the word cab, C-A-B. Oops. One of the kids I work with is dyslexic. Maybe it's rubbing off. Okay, one. There we go. Now we have cab, C-A-B. So I love the fact that you can use this for spelling. You could use this for so many different activities. It's a very reusable set. I'm going to take our DEF blocks and move them aside for a minute. Actually, I'm going to undo them and put them in our bucket so you get some Lego ASMR here. Okay, now I'm going to switch these one more time so that you have the alphabet facing you. All right, to close off, I think this is a great tool. I'm more than willing to help put together drills or activities with these. I'm actually thinking about doing an accessibility-related story time and literacy event of some kind here in Rochester at some point. In the relatively near future. I have a few things that need to fall into place before I can have that happen. But it is something I'm thinking about, because when we normalize things like this, when we use teaching tools like this to normalize disability, it makes it so much more fun. And I have had fully sighted kids make their own canes. I have had fully sighted kids asking teachers when they're going to read in Braille, because it's just fun. And when you make it fun with tools like Braille Lego, it really makes it easier for someone who is visually impaired to engage with and enjoy the prospect of potentially becoming a reader. And I just like this as a tool. First impressions, very, very positive here from Braille Lego. I'm going to turn everything towards the camera to wrap us up. I am more than happy to do any and every kind of video you could possibly be interested in when it comes to making activities for these, when it comes to kind of creating drills or Braille practice for these. Please let me know what interests you, if anything, in the comments section down below. Otherwise, if you have any questions, comments, queries, theories, concerns, or anything else, please don't hesitate to leave them down below. I will answer as many as I can. And again, I'm more than happy to make any videos that you may find helpful for yourself, your students, your children, or anybody else. Thanks for watching this one. Stay in touch. Peace.